Welcome students. Today we are going to start with the new chapter statistics and learn what the new concepts in it. What is statistics? What are the different terms that we use under statistics? Statistics is a branch of mathematics which deals with the collection of the data, analyzing the data and drawing a conclusion from it. So in the previous year we have learned how to prepare the frequency distribution table for an ungrouped data. That is only when the scores are given. How to prepare the table, you have already learnt it. Now in this year also you will be learning for a group data where you will be dividing the given scores into small groups which are called as the class intervals, and then you will be preparing the frequency distribution table. Now before starting with that, we have got the collection of the data can be classified into two types, that is the primary data and the secondary data. Now what is a primary data and what is a secondary data? The data that you collect directly from the people, you go to each and every individual and collect the data, you call it as the primary data. And the data, now suppose if you want to analyze certain things and you go to the people who have already collected the data and they have kept it, those you call it as the secondary data. So the primary data will require more time, but the secondary data, since it is already available, you go to a particular office and collect it, it is easily available. So now here in practice set 7.2, there are few questions asked. Which are the primary data and which are the secondary data? Classify following information as primary and secondary data. So information of attendance of every student collected by visiting each and every class in the school. So you are going to each and every class and collecting the attendance of every student. So that is called as the primary data. So you have to only write it as the primary data. Then the information of height of students was gathered from the school record. So school has already collected from each and every student and it is kept as a record in the school office, and it is sent to the head office as it was sent urgently. So this from the school record, what you are collecting the data height of the students, that is called as the secondary data. So like this you have to only write what is the primary, which all are primary data and which are the secondary data. Now next you have got the frequency distribution table which is given on page 115. So in this frequency distribution certain scores are given and the scores are prepared in the form of a table. So when you are preparing this table, you have the score, then you have the tally mark, and then you have the frequency. So here what you write is, you write each and every individual score you write. Suppose if the scores given are 2, 4, 5, 8 and 9. And these scores, how many times the score 2 is repeated, you will count that one. Now suppose if score 2 is repeated 5 number of times, then you put the tally mark. You already learned in 8th standard how to put the tally mark, and you will count how many, what is the tally mark, and put the number here which is called as the frequency. So frequency is nothing but how many, the score 2, how many times it is repeated, you count it and write it, and that is called as the frequency. So like this, preparing of the table like this by writing each and every individual score, then counting the number of scores and putting the tally mark, and then writing the number here. So this you call it as the ungrouped frequency distribution table. Ungrouped frequency distribution table. Now suppose if you have got many scores, 50 to 60 scores are there, and each score is different. So you cannot keep on writing all the scores here. You will need 2 to 3 pages to write it together. In such case, what you do is, the scores, you will see what is the highest score, you will see what is the lowest score, and you will divide those scores into small groups. And those small groups that you get, you call it as the class interval. You call that as the class interval. So preparing the frequency distribution table using the class interval is called as a grouped frequency distribution table. So you call it as the grouped frequency distribution table. So in the grouped frequency distribution table, you have got two types. One is the inclusive method and the other is the exclusive method. Now what is the inclusive method? So here for an example, you have got a class, you have got the class 6 to 10, then you have got 11 to 15, then you have got 16 to 20. So like this, when you write the class, you write 6 to 10, and you'll start with the next number here 11 to 15. Then you will start with the next number, that is 16 to 20. So such way of writing the class, you call it as the inclusive method. And this inclusive method, when you're writing it, you take all the numbers from 6 to 10 including 6 and 10. All the scores from 6 to 10 including 6 and 10 will come under this group. Now when you take 11 to 15, the numbers including 11 and 15, everything will come under this group. So like this is called as the inclusive, or it is also called as a discrete class, or it is also called as an inclusive class. You call this also as a discontinuous class. So now this type of preparation of the table. Now suppose if you have got a score which is 10.5 or 10.6. So you will not know where to include this 10.5 or 10.6. Neither you can include here nor can you include in this second group. So in such cases, so to overcome such problems, to overcome such difficulties, you have got the exclusive method, where in the exclusive method you write the class as 5 to 10, then you start from same number 10 to 15, then you write 15 to 20, then you write 20 to 25. So like this continuous. So from 10, the next class again starts with 10. The next class starts with 10. So such type of preparing the class, you call it as a exclusive type, and this is called as a inclusive type. So in the exclusive type you have continuous, it is also called as a continuous class, and this is called as a discontinuous class. Now when it comes to this exclusive class, you got the number 10, you got the number 10 here also. So under which should this 10 be considered? So when you consider in the exclusive class, you should eliminate, or you should leave out all these limits. That is, the bigger numbers you have to leave it out, and take only the number till 9. So 5 to 9 will come under this group, and 10 will go to the next group. So here 10 to 14 will come under this group, and 15 should be taken in the next group. So this type of writing the class interval or class is called as the exclusive type. So now next you have got the different terms that you come across in the basic terms that is used in statistics. You have got it on page number 116, the different terms that you use. The first one is a class. So what is a class? The small groups that you make, or the scores that is given is divided into small groups, and those small groups you call it as a class. Now whenever you write a class, now maybe it may be from 5 to 10, or it may be from 10 to 15. So this you call it as a class. So all the scores from 5 to 9 will come under this. All the scores from 10 till 14 will come under this group. So like this you call it as a class. Now what is a class limit? So in class limit you have got upper limit and you have got the lower limit. So these values, that is the higher values, you call it as the upper limit, and this you call it as the lower limit. So for this class, this is called as the upper limit and this is called as the lower limit. Now next you have got frequency. So what is the frequency? The total number of score that comes in a particular group is called as the frequency. The total number of score that comes in that is included in a particular class is called as the frequency. Now next you have got what is the class width, class size or class interval. So when you have got the continuous class, the difference, that is this is continuous class. When you have got a continuous class, the difference between the upper limit and lower limit is called as the class width. So here class width is 10 minus 5, which is equal to 5. So the class width here is equal to 5. Now suppose if you have got a discontinuous class, so then you have to take the difference between two consecutive lower limit or two consecutive upper limit. Now for example, you have got 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 15. So this is a discontinuous class. In this discontinuous class, you can just observe here 10 minus 6 is 4. So when you take the difference between upper limit and lower limit, you are getting 4. But when you take the difference between 2 consecutive upper limit and 2 consecutive lower limit, the difference here is 5. Here when you look, if it is a continuous class, here also the difference is 5, here also the difference is 5. So when you have got a continuous class, you can take the difference between upper limit or lower limit. If it is a discontinuous class, you have to take the difference between 2 consecutive lower limits or 2 consecutive upper limit. So that is called as the class width. It is also called as the class size, or it is also called as the class interval. Now next you have got what is a class mark. Class mark is nothing but the average of the lower limit and the upper limit. So class mark, the formula to find out the class mark is given by lower limit plus the upper limit upon 2. So you have to add the two limits and divide by 2. That will give you, now for example, if you have got 10 to 15. So if you want to find out the class mark for this one, you have to add these two. That is 10 plus 15 and then divide it by 2. That is 25 upon 2, which will give you 12.5. So this is how you find the class mark. Whether it is continuous or whether it is discontinuous, this is a formula to find out the class mark. When you know the class mark, now you have got the class mark. Suppose if you have got the class mark as 5, 10, 15, 20. If this is the class mark, using the class mark you can also find out the class width of the given class. So class width is given by the difference between the two class marks. So 10 minus 5, 15 minus 10, 20 minus 15. So the difference between the class marks also gives you the class width. So class width is either the difference between upper limit and lower limit if it is a continuous class, or difference between two consecutive lower limits or two consecutive upper limits, or the class size can also be difference between the two consecutive class marks. So any method you can use in finding out the class width, or it is also called as class size, or it is also called as the class interval. So these are the different basic terms that you use under the statistics. Now we'll go to practice set 7.3. For a class interval 20 to 25, write the lower limit and write the upper limit. So practice set 7.3. So they given the class as 20 to 25 and they've asked you to write out what is the lower limit and what is the upper limit. So you have to only write lower limit, the smaller value, that is 20, and upper limit, this is the bigger value, which is equal to 25. Now second one, find the class mark of the class. They are told to find out the class mark of the class 35 to 40. So I told you to find out the class mark. The formula is given by upper limit plus the lower limit upon 2. So the upper limit is 40 plus 35 upon 2, which is equal to 75 upon 2, that is equal to 337.5. So this is how you have to find out what is the upper limit class mark of the given class. Now next you have got, if the class mark is 10 and the given class width is 6, then find out what is the class. So class width and class mark is given. You need to find out what is the class. That means class means what is the, from which range to which range, which number to which number comes under that. So here to work out that, we'll see how you have to do it. So here what is given here is class mark is given. So class mark is given as 10, class width is given as 6. You have to find out what is the class. So here class mark is nothing but lower limit plus upper limit upon 2. So we'll take the lower limit as x and we'll take the upper limit as y. So for easy simplification we are taking x and y. So class mark is 10, lower limit is x and upper limit is y upon 2. Cross multiplying, you will get the linear equation form. So we'll consider this as the first equation. Now class width is given. So class width is nothing but difference between upper limit and lower limit. Since only one class is given, we'll only take it the difference between upper limit minus lower limit. So class width, how much it is given? 6. What is the upper limit? We have taken it as y, and lower limit we have taken it as x. So this will be your second equation. Now you have got a pair of linear equation that you have to solve it. So we'll write one below the other and find out what is x and y. So now here x plus y is equal to 20. Second equation is minus x plus y is equal to 6. So you get here 2y is equal to 26 or y is equal to 13. So you got the value of y. Now this value of y will substitute here and find out what is the value of x. So you got x plus y is equal to 20 or x plus 13 is equal to 20, or you get x is equal to 7. So you have got x value, you have got y value. So you have got the upper limit and you have got the lower limit. So now we will write what is the class. So therefore the class is lower to upper. So what is the lower limit you have got? Lower limit is 7 to upper limit is 13. So this is the class. So when the class mark is 10 and class width is 6, this is the class. So like this you have to write what is the class. So frame the linear equation and then solve the problem. Now fourth problem, complete the following table. So here table is given, tally marks is given, and certain boxes are given there. For that you have to copy down the table, copy it down as it is. So you have got here class, then tally marks is given, then frequency is given. So as it is given in the problem, you have to copy it down. So here first they have given 12 to 13, then 13 to 14, 14 to 15, 15 to 16. And here tally mark is given. Here tally mark is not given. Here again tally mark is given. So count the tally marks and write what is the frequency. So here the frequency will be 5. Here 5, 10, 10 plus 4, you get it as 14. Here they are not given, we leave it for time being, we leave it as it is. And here it is given as a 4. Now here what they are given is the total frequency. The total frequency is given. This is the symbol for sigma. Sigma means sum of. So sum of all this is given as 35. So and there is a blank here which the value you do not know. So what you have to do is you have to add up these three frequencies and subtract it from 35. You will get the frequency which is missing here. So 15 plus 4 is 19. Then you will get 23. So 35, you have to subtract 35 minus 23. So 35 minus 23, you get 12 you get. So you will get this here as a 12. Just add and see whether the total is 35. 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 plus 4, 15. Carry 1 to the next place. 1, 2, 3. So here this 12 is correct. So now you have to put the tally mark. 12 tally marks you have to put. 4, 5, 5. So you got 10. Then put 2 more lines. So this completes the table. So like this you have to complete the table. So you have to see the total frequency what is given here. From that total frequency, add all this and subtract it and you get the frequency what is missing. Then accordingly you have to put the tally marks. Thank you.